Are boomers really the only ones hitting reply to all on company-wide emails? Do Gen Z employees actually cower in their cubicles when their office telephone rings? In Generations, Jean Twenge, Googled that, dives into decades of data to separate myth from reality, all to help us better understand each other at work and beyond. Generations is a sweeping sociological analysis that compares the 6 living generations, silent boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, and the newly emerging pollers, also known as Gen Alpha. Twenge draws on large-scale survey data to explore how each generation differs in values, behaviors, and attitudes, especially in the workplace. Twenge shows how each generation is shaped by the technology and social forces of their youth. For example, millennials came of age during the internet boom, while Gen Z has never known a life without smartphones. And those differences influence everything from how we communicate to how we define productivity. So, Gen Zers might not perceive the bright line between your work self and your personal self. They want to be their authentic self at all times. One of the most useful aspects of this book is for business owners is how Twenge breaks down generational strengths and challenges. She discusses how expectations around feedback, flexibility, communication, and even loyalty to employers vary sharply across age groups. For example, millennial new hires were often criticized for expecting praise as a given, but now Gen Z employees are considered challenging for needing praise to ameliorate their self-doubt and insecurities. With that said, Twenge cautions against overbroad generational stereotypes. Generational differences exist, but she's delineating them with such detail to promote intergenerational empathy, not to pit one group against the other. Gen Z isn't lazy, they're cautious and pragmatic in response to rising uncertainty. And boomers aren't stuck in the past, they simply value structure and hierarchy more. Data gives us nuance, and nuance helps us to build better teams. If you manage a multi-generational team, this book is a goldmine. Instead of relying on assumptions, take time to learn how each generation prefers to work, on average, and create reasonable policies that allow diverse styles to thrive. And if you're reluctant to hire employees outside of your age cohort, which is a sentiment that has been expressed to me by more than one client, this book may help you overcome your trepidation and create a high-functioning cross-generational workforce. I personally really appreciated how data-driven and thorough that this book is. Twenge doesn't just offer opinions. She shows us the numbers behind the trends, which makes it easier to approach generational differences with empathy and strategy. This book is long and it is an investment of your time, but I think it's well worth it. I came away with a better understanding of all generations and more compassion for why they might behave in what otherwise might seem like mystifying ways. Have you read Generations or dealt with generational friction at work? I'd love to hear your take in the comments below. Check out legalconsideration.com for all the latest on premium courses and opportunities to accelerate your own learning on all things law, business, and finance. And don't forget to subscribe for more quick book reviews.